Democrats get the black vote?
I think the better question is why? How can they earn it?
Yeah.
I think that the Democratic Party, they have the black vote. Overwhelmingly, black people vote for the Democratic Party, but they don't follow through with any of their promises. They don't follow through with any of the policies and the things that we would need in order for our communities to thrive. And I also think that, even in their messaging now, like they're more focused on courting like white suburban moms than they are like talking to us about our issues, reparations, yada, yada, yada. But Kamala's black, so I guess that's just supposed to be good enough.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Tonight Show with Andre. Y'all need to start doing more of these. I do a lot of good faith shows, I need to mix it up from time to time. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and the Tonight Show with Andre is only on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch, and also on Twitter, Twitter Live. I know y'all see me on that a lot. And also too, y'all, that was the great, fabulous, wonderful Afeni. She's amazing. Hopefully one day soon. She's always busy, she organized a lot. So, when you get her to be on your show, that's a fucking honor right there, man. Like honor and privilege, right? Feeney is not just an ordinary person. Like when she talks, you listen, you might not always agree with what she says, it's cool, nobody's a monolith, but like, but when she talks, man, you listen, you understand. She educates you. She reminds me a lot of Savvy. Feeney is more. She's more. She got that more of a punch to her talking points. Savvy. She's more of the educator type. That guy, Digital Discourse. Y'all check that out, man. A great podcast. I love his content as well. He's one of those guys like that he's willing to like just learn something new. Like he might not he might not know everything electoral wise, but it's good. It's good to learn. Like I had to learn a lot, like communism and stuff. Like I just didn't come out of birth thinking I'm a communist. Like I had a long path to where I am now. Like I was indoctrinated to be a Democrat. Then I became a socialist, and now I'm a communist. Oh, yeah. Also, too, I got into a little bit of the black conservative realm, which that just turned out to be a bunch of just, there's nothing wrong with black people, thinking, outside of the Democratic plantation. It's just that when you think about conservatism, like, it doesn't. Hell, liberalism don't benefit the Democratic plantation. Don't benefit the black folks. They just give us platitudes. Have Megan Thee Stallion performing and shit, and have Plies tell us you better vote for the black man. You better vote for Kamala because she's a woman, a black woman. And all that shit. Just the conservative side, they just want to stick you out there. See, we're not racist. Look at this black guy, this Negro right here. He on our side. Just same thing. Like Republicans always get on Democrats for using identity politics, but they do the same shit. Both of these motherfuckers are the same. That's why it's just one party. But anyway, back to what Feeney was saying. Unfortunately, the Democrats have the black vote. Like 90% of black people are going to vote for Kamala this upcoming election next month. We all know that, but the problem is that more of us, RBN doing a great job, but we need to educate our black community to tell them that, like, most of them know, that the Democratic and Republicans don't do shit for them. I think just mostly the elder black people, the ones that are in the church, the Democratic politician comes to the fucking church and tell them they religious and vote for me and all that shit. That's the people that vote. It is some younger black folks and middle aged folks too. Obviously, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna vote Democrat, black people, why don't you ask? Get concessions for your vote. Like maybe reparations would be good. Like hey, Kamala, what you gonna do about reparations? Even though Kamala said earlier that she's not gonna do anything for black folks. She talking about she include all folks. You know, that's crazy. Like, I'm not jealous of no other ethnicities. I love everybody, but I'm just usually use this example. Like, the Latino population get concessions for their vote. The Muslims get concessions for their vote. The Jews get concessions for their vote. But why not black folks? I never understood that. Like, just thinking about it now, like, maybe back then I didn't care because vote blue no matter who. But now you look at it, like, we never get shit for our vote, and that just fucked up to me. Like, now they shoving Trump. Now some folks say Trump this, Trump that. We had 4 years of Trump. Shit, still the shit. I mean, I'm not in internment camp. Damn, wow, the way some of these people fearmonger over Trump is just ridiculous. Like, they think Trump motherfucking gonna like have camps and gonna put black folks in them and or shit libs that don't agree with them, and then it's not that serious. Trump governs just like George W. Bush. He governs just like Ronald Reagan. Like, Trump is no different than the other Republicans. He just talks more. He talks more rhetoric usually than the other motherfuckers. Like, Ronald Reagan or George Bush. We love America, and America's a great place. And Trump, how Trump is. America, before I got in there, it was filthy and dirty. And, I'm gonna make it great. It's Trump. So pleased with that bullshit. Like, and to all the bad people that say I'm a sellout, because I support Palestinians and I support other people, fuck you. Like, I love everybody, man. Like, what? They're bad enough they pinning us against the Palestinians, like what Feeney said in one of her TikTok videos. Like, some of you black folks are doing the CIA job. Like, what we can't have solidarity at all, Same with the migrants. You can say the same thing with the migrants. Like, I hear some black folks say that migrants coming over here, they're getting debit cards, they're getting food vouchers, they're getting housing, all that stuff, and they taking all our jobs, and um instead of blaming the migrant coming over here because of U.S. sanctions, blame the people that putting sanctions on their country. Like, you gotta think outside the box for a minute. See, I think a lot of folks just want just something to point at. Oh, see, they the fucking problem. Them. That's why my life is hard, and that's the way the system wants you to think. They want to divide us. They want to divide us from the Palestinians, black folk. They want to divide the black folks from migrants coming over here. Um, you know, you know, that's the way the system works, and that's why I'm here. That's why RBN's here. That's why Sabby's here. And JB Fun, he does a great job. He talks about this a lot too. Our goal is to just to get you guys to wake up, man. Like, to some of the black folks that are apolitical, you know, you know, that's good, but again, you too, you can still do something, like, because you don't vote, maybe it's good you don't vote for Demo Dummies or the Republicans, but I'm talking to y'all too. We need a revolution. Revolution is the only way. Only way is revolution at this point. Like Ty Peasant always says, voting is an illusion of choice. It is. It's an illusion of choice because just like that vice presidential debate, what I'm going to talk about. That's the only thing I'm going to talk about. This is going to be a short stream, so I'm not expected to get a lot of views. These platforms, like, they want you to stream for hours and hours, and a nigga ain't got time like that. So people gonna watch the replay, so it's all good. But Tim Walz and Vance, they kept saying, "Hey, I agree with you on this. I agree with you on that." And the team sports, I like, damn, they agree with each other. Wow, I thought they hate each other. Oh man, what George Carlin always says is a big old club, and you ain't in it. So yeah, y'all, please, y'all, I'm gonna make a plea. Y'all, please, I'm begging you, help my friend Tired Peasant, y'all. She's been going through. You probably don't see her on Twitter as much as usual. Tired Peasant. She's a star on Twitter. Like, you know, without her on Twitter regularly, Twitter just ain't the same. Like, you know, it hurts me to see that she's not doing good. Like, I'm a real friend, you know. A real friend, you know, can like understand like when another friend going through some things, like you have solidarity with that person. You can feel their pain. So I'm asking you guys, please donate to her Cash App. I don't have it on me because I didn't have time to make a ticker. You know, I've been doing so much shit. Um, y'all should know a Cash App by now. It's $Liz LIZ 4285. Please, any amount helps y'all. You know, she's not asking for, you know, thousands of dollars from you. Like, no, just $5, $1, $5. If 50 people on Twitter watching this right now, just 50 of y'all don't give $1 to Liz, you know, retired peasant, they'll make her day. So please, y'all, I'm begging you again, donate to her Cash App because Monday morning, actually, her car wouldn't start because her battery was dead. So she had to miss a day of work. And then on top of that, not only you missing pay, you had to buy a battery. And I know from experience, I had to buy a battery a few months ago too. Those motherfuckers are expensive. I paid for my battery on $240 for a battery. Yeah, it was a high-end battery, but I drive a lot, and you know, and we have extreme weather events, so I need a battery that lasts because I don't have time every year. Let's say it gets damn near 5 degrees in Louisiana, you know, because of climate change. That fucks with the battery, and I have to buy a new battery that same year. Like, come on, man. You know, at least it's expensive and it's fucked up, but at least you know, I can at least $200. At least that battery lasts 4 or 5 years. So yeah, y'all, yeah, man. You know, donate to my best friend, man. She's my motivation, man. Cause you know I'm about to leave Twitter. You know, but you know, Twitter might be a cesspool, but she showed me something, man. You can still do good. You can still change people's lives, like with the mutual aid stuff. Like Twitter still some good. It's just, you know, you look over the Elon bullshit and the Twitter suppression. Like, yeah. So donate to a Cash App, y'all. Liz 4285. She really appreciated it, man. You know, she didn't ask me to ask you guys to do it. I just do it because I'm a good person. So so yeah, y'all, that's that. And so today, I'm finna talk about the highlights from the Vance versus Walt debate. Yesterday, actually, man, I really wasn't in it. I was thinking about, you know, Ty Peasant. You know, she's going through um stuff, and you know, it just, you know, I wanted her to do the show with me, but I knew she wasn't up to it, and I didn't want to bother her, you know, and I didn't want to bother Smurf either because Smurf, he do a lot, you know. Smurf, he's not a part of the ATP network, but you know, damn near I might as well add him in the future, you know. I will, you know. Smurf, if you watch this, I will add you, man, soon, you know. But you know, I didn't want to bother them, and anyway, this debate overall was boring to me. You know, the only thing that was pretty funny was Tim Walsh looking like a deer in headlights. Shout out to Spurs for mentioning that on the on 101. Like, yeah, he just looked like fucking deer in headlights. Like what the fuck? Oh man, so yeah, y'all. I just finna play this, then I'm finna log off. I want to pause it in between. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this anyway. I just finna give my thoughts on it. So here we go.
2020 election.
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020?
See how he looking, Tim Walsh, man. Why he looking like that? He kept doing that too. Like deer in headlights, man. Holy shit. Tim Walsh, man, right wing Twitter and Instagram ripping this motherfucker with this right here, man. Multiple takes of doing this, but god damn.
COVID situation.
That is a damning non-answer.
It's a damning non-answer for you to not talk about censorship.
I had this video. I don't know why they skipped this part. This is when they asked him about Oh, stupid ass, bumblefuck ass January 6th, y'all. Like, first of all, you know, it's 2024. January 6th happened in 2021. People probably forgot about it even happened. Like, you know, why are you still talking about this? Like Smurf said this in the one-on-one with Smurf show on the Good Faith show. Like, Iran dropping airstrikes on Israel right now, and all they can add to this debate was fucking January 6th. Like, and then what they want JD Vance to say? Yeah, what that insurrection was wrong, and yeah, why would he say that to the guy that is his running mate? Like, fuck both of them. Like, fuck all these guys. But I'm just saying, like, make rational sense. Like, they remember the first debate when Biden was fucking out of it. He was old out, and they asked Trump, will you accept the results of the election? Trump, of course, Trump gonna go for it. All this shit is just meat for their bases. Like with the Tim Walz Trump thing is, the election was stolen. It did. Oh yeah, I gotta be careful. I say on YouTube, we can't say election is stolen. Oh yeah, I forgot. And sorry I'm dark, y'all. The sun hitting different. And Tim Walz, of course they gonna act like they so democracy. That's such a dumbing answer. Like, come on, man. Come on, just cut the crap. Like, really, you really had to ask about January 6th. I wanted in 2028, they're gonna ask about January 6th again. Like, Trump claimed he ain't gonna run again, but who knows?
Obviously, Donald Trump and I think that there were problems in 2020. We've talked about it. I'm happy to talk about it further. But you guys attack us for not believing in democracy. The most sacred right under the United States democracy is the First Amendment. You yourself have said there's no First Amendment right to misinformation. Kamala Harris wants to use the power of government and big tech to silence people from speaking their minds. That is a threat to democracy that will long outlive this present political moment. I would like Democrats and Republicans to both reject censorship. Let's persuade one another. Let's argue about ideas, and then let's come together after.
I'm going to say this about censorship, though. Like, both of you motherfuckers are for censorship. When it pertains to your side, like me, for example, like on Twitter, like, if I say something about, I don't even talk about these parties on Twitter like that. But if I say something about the Republicans, of course, they won't be censored. And if I say something about the liberals, they won't be censored. Or the same with the Zionists. Like, I say fuck Israel, picture my fucking ugly head saying fuck Israel, free Palestine, well, Elon did a great job of suppressing my account, but that's censorship, Oh, I'm for free speech, but when it comes to me expressing my opinion, according to free speech, according to the First Amendment, it's a fucking problem. So, just cut the crap, man. Both sides are fucked up in this.
Afterwards,
you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the test. That's the Supreme Court test.
Tim, fire in a crowded theater. You guys wanted to kick people off of Facebook for saying that toddlers shouldn't wear masks.
Senator, the governor does have the floor.
Fire in a crowded theater. That is criticizing the policies of the government, which is the right of every American.
Senator, the governor does have the floor for 1 minute to respond to you.
Yeah. Well, I don't run Facebook. What I do know is I see a candidate out there who refused, and now again, and I'm pretty shocked by this. He lost the election. This is not a debate.
If you become vice president, why should America?
We know he lost the debate. But again, why are we still talking about fucking January 6th? Jesus, it's over. Okay. He lost the debate. He lost the election. Okay. Wow. Gun nuts with no guns. Shout out to Jimmy Dore for saying that. Wow.
Americans trust that you will give Donald Trump the advice he needs to hear, and not just the advice he wants to hear.
Well, first of all, Margaret, because I've always been open.
And JD Vance full of shit. Of course he gonna get the advice for what Trump wants to hear. Duh. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. Trump is a narcissist, of course. Oh Lord, I'm sounding like favorite cousins, but of course, like you said, they said Trump will put in Trump lackeys in his cabinet, but before he had people that told him what he don't want to hear. Well, narcissists are like that. Like, they want to hear what they want to hear. you know. Oh man, like you just can't make this shit up.
And sometimes, of course, I've disagreed with the president, but I've also been extremely open about the fact that I was wrong about Donald Trump. I was wrong, first of all, because I believed some of the media stories that turned out to be dishonest fabrications of his record. But most importantly, Donald Trump delivered for the American people. Rising wages, rising take-home pay, an economy that worked for normal Americans, a secure southern border, a lot of things, frankly, that I didn't think he'd be able to deliver on. And yeah, when you screw up, when you misspeak, when you get something wrong and you change your mind, you ought to be honest with the American people about it.
You said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year.
Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect. And I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that. Many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made.
A politician lying. Wow, that's nothing new. Wow, of course, you know, it's a fabrication. It's a fabrication. Oh, Lord, you know, Mr. Tim Walz, you know, he lied about his dates when he went to China. Wow.
The difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China. I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us. I guarantee you he wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID. And I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing.
So first of all, Margaret, before we talk about deportations, we have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
Kamala Harris was the Attorney General of the largest state and a border state in California. She's the only person in this race who prosecuted transnational gangs for human trafficking and drug interventions. But look, we all want to solve this.
Yeah, Kamala Harris, yeah, she's a prosecutor, top cop, okay, whatever. But the border thing, man, wow, you know, it just always triggers me because, you know, like, Republicans, just like Democrats on abortion, that's why they don't want to fix the border. Well, fuck the border, just stop sanctioning and imperializing these fucking countries in Central America, then it won't be a quote unquote border crisis. And second of all, you know, they typically, just every Lord, I'm losing my train of thought. Every fucking 4 years is always, like the Democrats and Republicans are basically the same on the border. Like Obama was the porter in chief. I know some of y'all remember that shit. Like, like both of them are hawkish on the border, but Republicans would say Democrats is, open borders. And, Democrats would say, well, we want to work with them on the border, but they, Donald Trump told them not to, told the Congress folks not to pass the bill. So, see, it's just fucking games at this point. Like, it's just fucking games. And, I really do feel bad for people that still believes in this shit. Like my lady friend, she's an older lady. She lives in Shreveport now. Like she still believes that, she still believes in the the Southern strategy. She ain't racist, but you shouldn't live off the government and shit like that. Especially with the immigrants, they coming over here, getting all this free stuff. Like, she's an older lady. I'm not gonna have discourse with her like that. So older people, I typically just have a hands-off approach. The people I want to focus on is middle and young people. So
most of us want to solve this. That's why we had the fairest and the toughest bill on immigration that this nation's seen. But as soon as I was getting ready to pass and actually tackle this, Donald Trump said no, told them to vote against it because it gives him a campaign issue. It gives him to, what would Donald Trump talk about if we actually did some of these things?
The only thing that she did when she became the vice president, when she became the appointed border czar, was to undo 94 Donald Trump executive actions that opened the border. This problem is leading to massive problems in the United States of America.
We could come together and solve this if we didn't let Donald Trump continue to make it an issue. And the consequences in Springfield were the governor had to send state law enforcement to escort kindergartners to school. I believe Senator Vance wants to solve this, but by standing with Donald Trump and not working together to find a solution, it becomes a talking point. And when it becomes a talking point like this, we dehumanize and villainize other human beings.
Now, Governor Walz brought up the community of Springfield, and he's very worried about the things that I've said in Springfield. Look, in Springfield, Ohio, and in communities all across this country, you've got schools that are overwhelmed. You've got hospitals that are overwhelmed. You have got housing that is totally unaffordable because we brought in millions of illegal immigrants to compete with Americans for scarce homes. The people that I'm most worried about in Springfield, Ohio, are the American citizens who have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's open border. It is a disgrace, Tim. And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem, but I don't think that Kamala Harris does.
I don't talk about.
See, basically, just just typical, red meat. That's all it is. Neither one of y'all want to solve the issue. Like, like. The main issue is the sanctions. They won't talk about imperialism, of course not, right? No. So they fucking corporations could zap all the resources from these countries. That's what it's about. That's why I deter people from joining the military, because they want you to fight these imperialist wars, these imperialist regime change wars. That's what they want you to do. So joining the military does what? PTSD, possible injuries, homelessness, like, fuck. Like, see, once you're not useless to them, they dump you. You might get, some benefits, VA loan or whatever, but but maybe college if you want to pursue college, but yeah.
About my faith a lot. But Matthew 25:40 talks about, to the least amongst us, you do unto me. I think that's true of most Americans. They simply want order to it. This bill does it. It's funded. It's supported by the people who do it. And it lets us keep our dignity about how we treat other people.
Just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, right. Temporary protected status.
Well, and J.D. Vance couldn't help himself. See, to be honest with you, now I know some people don't disagree with this, but I think J.D. Vance was pretty polished in this debate. I think he was prepared. He had plenty of time to prepare for this. He didn't act like a fucking online weirdo, motherfuckers that say anything like on Twitter, like Twitter boosts right wing content that get 10,000 likes. Like, he didn't do the tireless that cat mom, whatever, that tireless cat mom bullshit, but see, this is when you can't help yourself. You want the social media brainwash ensues. Like, listen to what he says right here.
Margaret,
but thank you,
Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn now to the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own.
Senator.
Oh, my God. Oh, Spurs said this, man. Spurs said, hell, is he fucking promoting the app? Like, hell yeah. It seemed like to me, like, basically he's saying, that it's an app that I guess immigrants can use to get, visas or whatever, I guess they get it instantly. I don't think it works like that. I know, obviously lying, but, you just can't help yourself, the social media brain rot comes out of you with this guy. Right?
Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP One app has not been on the books since 1990. It's something that Kamala Harris created, Margaret.
Gentlemen,
they mute his mic. I think they said move birthday mic. Oh man, I think the muting of the mic thing is kind of childish to me though. But They didn't mute their mics, like they cut them off. They didn't cut them off like after they stopped speaking. But I don't know, man. I just, you know, let's just let JD Van continue. Hell, I mean, you know, hey, right wing. I mean, online brain rot do that to you.
The audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
You know, I grew up in a working class family in a neighborhood where I knew a lot of young women who had unplanned pregnancies and decided to terminate those pregnancies because they feel like they didn't have any other options. One of them is actually very dear to me. She felt like if she hadn't had that abortion, that it would have destroyed her life because she was in an abusive relationship. And I think that what I take from that as a Republican who proudly wants to protect innocent life in this country, who proudly wants to protect the vulnerable, is that my party, we've got to do so much better of a job at earning the American people's trust back on this issue where they frankly just don't trust us. And I think that's one of the things that Donald Trump and I are endeavoring to do. I want us as a Republican Party to be pro-family in the fullest sense.
This jackass said the Republican Party be pro-family. Okay then, well, since you want the Republican Party to do that, then, well, do something for the families. Make sure the families, when they go in their refrigerator, make sure they have food. Make sure they're able to pay their bills. Make sure, they have housing protections. Make sure, you know, child tax credits. You know, that's family, but Republicans don't want that. So how they can be pro-family? You know, this right here, you know, he's saying that he's anti-abortion, but he's stirring it like maybe, you know, have the child, it's unplanned, but have the child, but maybe, maybe be pro-family, that's what he's saying.
Of the word. I want us to support fertility treatments. I want us to make it easier for moms to afford to have babies. I want it to make it easier for young families to afford a home so they can afford a place to raise that family. And I think there's so much that we can do on the public policy front just to give women more options.
When you listen to Vice President Harris talk about this subject and you hear me talk about it, you hear us talking exactly the same. Donald Trump is trying to figure out how to get the political right of this. I agree with a lot of what Senator Vance said about what's happening. His running mate, though, does not, and that's the problem. I got a 17-year-old, and he witnessed a shooting at a community center playing volleyball. Those things don't leave you. No one's trying to scaremonger and say we're taking your guns, but I ask all of you out there, do you want your schools hardened to look like a fort? Is that what we have to go when we know there's countries around the world that their children aren't practicing these types of drills? They're being kids. We owe it to them to get a fix.
Tim, first of all,
obviously he gonna say he feel bad for that, which is it is what it is. But I'm gonna say something. Mental health and mental health, in this country is at an all-time low. Obviously, like I have mental health issues. Obviously, I have friends who have mental health issues. Maybe just life tough. The system fucks your mental health up too. Obviously, right? Some people have even more damning mental health, like these shout out to Slater. I'm gonna say this. Slater always say we always talk about the problem, but what are the solutions to the problem? Like, it's obviously solutions to basically eradicating school violence and fucking, mass shootings in stores and stuff. Like, we know the solutions, but the problem is that the money in politics, like the NRA, my take on it is I'm pro-gun. I don't own a gun right now. I need one. I'm gonna get a pistol, just for protection, my safety. But assault weapons, like why you need assault weapons in, for safety? Like a pistol would do enough a job. If you that should be the last line of defense, but we know the solutions to the problem. Just see, we keep talking about it, thoughts and prayers, no child should have to face that. Like Tim Walz's son, community center shooting, nobody should have to face that. Like, Lord knows how his son is. PTSD, man. Like, hearing that, like, like kids these days shouldn't have to do fucking school, shooting, mass shooting drills, like, school, shooting drills. Like, kids should be kids, man. Kids should go to school, make new friends, learn. Yeah, I could go in on the education system, but like I'm talking about in terms of like history, like the way history is skewed, like that sector. But learn, stuff, I'm not a parent, Tyre Peasant, she's a parent, she, we did a podcast earlier not earlier this year, but a few months ago. Check it out on Real Recognize Real, available on major platforms. She said she worried about her kids, like, maybe her kids might not return home from school because of some guy, decide to go in and shoot a bunch of innocent kids. Like, and also too, we did a tea time segment with another person, a guest, talking about, just thinking about not making it home because somebody decided to do a deranged act of violence and just start shooting up a movie theater or Target or Walmart. Like Americans live in fear as it is. Like, I tend not to think about it, but you do be in your mind. It does. Like, I go into a store, I look around, I look for the exits, man. Like, I look in the back of the store side, because you shouldn't have to do that. I should just go in the store, get what I get out. I shouldn't have to worry about, oh God, somebody might come in here and start shooting. Oh, I need to find an exit. No, we already had to worry about a lot of things that it is. Just more shit to worry about because our government is not protecting us. It's a fucking shame.
Well, I didn't know that your 17-year-old witnessed a shooting. I'm sorry about that, and I hope that he's doing okay. Christ have mercy. It is awful. We unfortunately have a mental health crisis in this country that I really do think that we need to get to the root causes of, because I don't think it's the whole reason why we have such a bad gun violence problem, but I do think it's a big piece of it.
Just because you have a mental health issue doesn't mean you're violent. And I think what we end up doing is we start looking for a scapegoat. Sometimes
he's right. Yeah. I have mental health issues, obviously. I'm not violent. But the problem is, the guns don't shoot themselves. Like, a lot of people say, it's the guns. You got to get rid of all the guns. No, you ain't got to get rid of all the guns. First of all, you don't need no assault weapons anyway. And second of all, if people, a lot of people I hate to talk like this, people ain't right in their head. Like, people think of shit. Like, that's just due to a mental health problem. So
sometimes it just is the guns.
Governor, you say trust the experts, but those same experts for 40 years said that if we shipped our manufacturing base off to China, we'd get cheaper goods. They lied about that. They said if we shipped our industrial base off to other countries, to Mexico and elsewhere, it would make the middle class stronger. They were wrong about that. They were wrong about the idea that if we made America less self-reliant, less productive in our own nation, that it would somehow make us better off, and they were wrong about it. And for the first time in a generation, Donald Trump had the wisdom and the courage to say to that bipartisan consensus, we're not doing it anymore.
Much of what the senator said right there, I'm in agreement with him on this. I watched it happen too. I watched it to my communities, and we talked about that. We're in agreement.
Yeah. Obviously, offshoring, shipping jobs overseas is bad on the economy. In terms of the workers. I ain't talking about the corporations. See, the corporations are fucking bullshit artists anyway. Like, yeah, send the job overseas because lesser regulations, lesser taxes. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a dumbass, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's bad, but like this thing said on the screen said, why do voters trust Trump more on the economy? The answer is simple. Some of those people's lives were better under Donald Trump. Like, that's no lie. Not because I'm a Trump supporter. Telling you from my perspective, when Trump was president, it was shit to me, but everybody has different situations. So, you know, yeah, like same with Obama. I'm pretty sure when Obama was president, people's lives were better under, like, people's economic situations were better under Barack Obama. So on and so forth. Like, yeah, it's bad now, but Trump still outsource jobs. Kamala Harris would do the same thing too, just to, but it is what it is.
That we bring those home. The issue is Donald Trump is talking about it. Kamala Harris has a record, 250,000 more manufacturing jobs just out of the IRA.
May I respond to that?
Yes.
So appreciate that. So if you notice, what Governor WALZ just did is he said, first of all, Donald Trump has to listen to the experts. And then when he acknowledged that the experts screwed up, he said, well, Donald Trump didn't do nearly as good of a job as the statistics
that's a gross generalization.
that he did. So what Tim Walz is doing, and I honestly, Tim, I think you got a tough job here because you've got to play whack-a-mole. You've got to pretend that Donald Trump didn't deliver rising take-home pay, which of course he did. You've got to pretend that Donald Trump didn't deliver lower inflation, which of course he did. And then you simultaneously got to defend Kamala Harris's atrocious economic record, which has made gas, groceries, and housing unaffordable for American citizens.
Okay, guys. So yeah, y'all. That was highlights from the debate, because it'd be dumb as fuck for me to play the whole motherfucking thing, which it was boring. It was boring. Like me, I know better. Like, I know what to expect from these debates between the duopoly. I know they're gonna bullshit the people. Obviously people that are apolitical or just don't give a fuck about voting can see the writing on the wall, which is good. But I think those people need to come to us, the RBNs, the ATP network crew. Like, we speak truth to power. Like, we'll tell y'all, like, hey, y'all can do something about this. Like, there is just, if you are a voter gonna vote for one of these parties, do you really think things will improve under either one of these motherfuckers? Oh man, it won't. Your lives will not improve. And some of these motherfuckers, i.e. my mama and my auntie, thinks, Trump is the all greater evil, and he's we gonna be a dictatorship. Like, yeah, right. Like, my dad used to say, yeah, right. Yeah. Just, bunch of bullshit. If you guys didn't watch the debate last night, good on you. I have to watch this shit because I have a fucking network to run. And, some people, my perspective ain't shit compared to, Sabby or Nick and Rome, JB. But hey, people like to listen at me. So, hey, that's my perspective on it, man. Trump ain't gonna do nothing. Like JD Vance at the last part said, food and gas went up higher, but it's not gonna get. Neither one of these parties is gonna lower prices. So yeah, I don't know what in the fuck they talking about. So yeah, y'all. That's the end of the show. It's quick because I already did a show with Smurf. Check that out tomorrow. On one-on-one with Smurf. Man, I love that guy, man. Smurf, man. When Ty Peasant need, to take a leave of absence for a little bit, Smurf stepped right in. We did ATP Live. We did pretty good numbers, for like 40, 50 minutes. We did that. Again, donate to TP, y'all. Cash App, $ Liz 4285, man. Do what you can to help her out, man. She needs us right now. Everybody, some people on Twitter claim that, we need to help each other out. We need to do this. We need to do that. But my thing is, talk is cheap. Either you're going to do it, or if you ain't going to do it, then shut up. That's all I got to say about that, And also to y'all, follow the ATP network on all platforms, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch. And also to y'all, like the video if you're on YouTube and Rumble. We're still a small channel. We almost at 1,000 subs, which is fucking crazy, but thank you, YouTube, for fucking that up. You probably would have passed 1,000 subs if you haven't flagged that channel due to using the Breakfast Club's content. But it's my fault. I admit fault to that because Sabby Sabs, I watched one of her videos. She did say Breakfast Club don't like you using their content. But I use it anyway. But I thought, see, I'm a dumbass. I thought me talking over it. Well, I downloaded the video. Then I thought that would help. But no, like they got content ID on it. So yeah, guys, that's it for the Tonight Show with Andre. I enjoyed this episode. I'm glad I got a clear headspace now. I need to be there for my friends. Stay safe out there, y'all. The revolution is coming. We gotta get prepared for it, man. Time is running out. Let's stop all this infighting bullshit on Twitter, man. Let's get together. Of course, we ain't gonna always like each other or agree with each other, but if we come together on something important, that would make the world so much better. But again, guys, thank you guys for watching the Tonight Show with Andre. Have a good one. And thank you for watching the ATP Network.